Hey everybody, welcome back to Snafu Performance. So yesterday, Kenny Wessel from Wrenching with Kenny, he was up here, and we were all working together to get this 350 up and running on the run stand. And we did the valve adjustment on this thing, a static adjustment and a dynamic adjustment, just to give a demonstration of how that's done. What we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and take the 350 off the stand, disconnect everything, and then we're going to hook up everything to this big block Chevy. So I built this big block Chevy about 6 months or a year ago. It's just something for my dump truck. It's a 366. So it's kind of an oddball. Most people don't even bother rebuilding them, but I had it. It didn't cost me much. So we're going to go through this thing, get everything lined up on it, get the distributor in, the carburetor on, the wires on it, and then we'll fire it for the first time. The only thing cool about this engine, I guess, is it's got a 268 comp cam, so maybe it'll be a little bit, maybe you hear a little low about it. And we'll see how this goes. Sean's busy working on getting some of the plumbing done. He's got the fitting in for the water temperature sensor over here. We got to get a couple fittings for the water outlet fittings. A 5/8 one has to go up here for the heater core, and a 3/4 inch one down here. I don't have those, so we're just going to put plugs in them for now. Unfortunately, we can't put the distributor in because I thought I had some oil here, and I must have used it in another engine. I don't have enough oil to prime the pump. So we're not going to drop the distributor in, and we ran into another issue with the headers. So the headers that I have are, these are for a 68 C10 pickup with a big block, and the problem is that they end up hitting the top of this engine run stand. So I think I have one or two pairs of 68 to 72 Nova headers in storage. So I think I'm going to have to run over there tomorrow, grab them. And then the only other obstacle we're going to have setting this thing up is these truck blocks use a special intake manifold that's got this dual thermostat housing, and it's got this monster outlet here. So I'm just going to have to pick up an adapter, maybe at AutoZone or something, and we'll just neck it down. Or I might just put a lower radiator hose. That's kind of the other cheap trick I might do, is see if I can put a lower radiator hose on here, because they're typically larger. Lower hose up to the radiator. It's just temporary, just to run it on the stand and get some heat in it. So that's kind of where we're at. We didn't get it running just yet, but everything is working out good. Hopefully I have the right headers that'll fit in between the stand and the block. So to be seen. All right, so here we go. We're gonna show you something with trying to get this 366 up and running. I want to show everybody how to drop the distributor in place. So I'm not pulling the valve covers off. I got fresh paint on everything. It's one of the only problems with having an engine that you painted everything together is, you chip. As soon as you touch these things with a wrench, they're chipped. And I'm pretty confident in my valve setting and all that, so I shouldn't have to open anything up here. But what I want to show you is an easy way to set the distributor in and find top dead center. So I think all of you know what top dead center is, but maybe some of you don't realize that there's two top dead centers. There's top dead center on your exhaust stroke, and there's top dead center on your intake stroke. You want to set that distributor in top dead center on your intake stroke, or you'll be what they say, this you'll hear people call 180 degrees out, which is when you're 180 degrees out, you got flames coming out of the carburetor, setting things on fire, never a good situation. So I'm going to show you the best way that I know of to get it on top dead center, compression stroke, with everything assembled. So what you're going to do is you're going to locate number one cylinder. Now you can do this on pretty much any engine. You have to set a distributor into. You're going to locate number one cylinder, which this is number one cylinder, is right under here on a big block Chevy. So we're going to take the spark plug out. These are just beat up spark plugs I use for braking. I never run new spark plugs on my first run-in of an engine, by the way. So if you got old spark plugs that you know are halfway decent, hold on to them if you think you're going to be putting an engine together. So then all you do is, let's come around here, Sean. I just want to show everybody at home. So we've got our timing pointer, and if you put an engine together, you should always put a piston stop and make sure that your timing mark on your balancer lines up with 0. So I always check that, no matter whether it's a performance engine or not. Always have to be sure if something's spun. This was a brand new balancer. I'm sure it's fine. It was fine, but better safe than sorry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. There's my corresponding line on the balancer. We'll just tap this around. See that line there? So that's 0. So when this white line lines up with this white line, I know that I am 100% dead on 0. All right. So what we're going to do is you want to look for, now make sure you have no fuel or ignition or anything going to this, right? You're going to listen for a big puff out the spark plug hole on number 1 cylinder. And you might be able to hear it here in the video. I hope you can. And then when you hear that big puff, you're going to bring this line around and line it up. Now you might get a small puff out of it on the exhaust stroke, especially on something with a small, excuse me, with a small camshaft, a stock camshaft. You might get more of an exhaust puff that you can mistake for a compression, but you'll know the compression when you get it. It's going to blow your finger off. Not blow your finger off, but blow your finger off the hole. Okay, that was a pretty good puff there, and we can show you how we come around again. So, right, there's intake now. I feel it sucking on my finger, right? Now it's coming back around. Now look, that timing mark there is there again. See, it's lining up again, and there's absolutely no pressure pushing out on my finger. Maybe a little bit I felt for the exhaust. But now we're going to bring it around again, and you'll see. As this comes around, here it comes. There you go. Oh, look at that. Can't even get that lucky too many times in a day. So we're going to leave it right there. Now I'm going to show you how I drop that distributor in. Make sure you get a fresh gasket on it. And sometimes what I like to do is I'll put a little bit of RTV and glue it to the distributor. So if I ever have to pop it out, the gasket comes up with the distributor. It's nice and clean. You're not dropping it down behind the engine. So that's something you can do on yours. I don't like gluing it to the engine because if you ever have to scrape it and get it off of there and it rips or something, now you got a mess falling inside the engine. So I leave it loose on the engine side. I'll put a little bit of RTV on the distributor side. It's nice and clean in the future. Okay, so now that we've got the timing pointer and the harmonic balancer at top dead center, number 1 cylinder, I'm going to show you how we drop the distributor in. So in order to get the distributor in right, you need to take a long flathead screwdriver, something like this. At least on a small block Chevy and a big block Chevy, basically what we do is you're going to go down in the distributor hole back here, and this is going to, the screwdriver is going to engage with the top of the oil pump drive shaft. Now what you're going to do is you're going to turn that oil pump drive shaft, just stick it in here and turn it until that drive shaft is facing at number 1 cylinder, just like this. So you're going to want that slot to be at in this direction. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow you to drop the distributor in with the vacuum advance. I just normally I shoot to get the vacuum advance over toward number 6 cylinder just to keep it simple. And then I shoot to get my rotor phased toward number 1 cylinder. And that seems to always give me plenty of room for advance and retard with the vacuum advance. And then almost every time I'm pointed right at number 1 cylinder, and I'm pointed right at number 1 post on the distributor cap. So all you're going to do now, remember, when you set this in, your rotor is going to turn as it goes down. So on different engines, depending on which side of the camshaft the distributor is, it may spin forward, it may spin backwards. In this particular situation, this rotor is going to spin clockwise as we set it down, and it's going to bring us right where we want it. So drop it in, or begin dropping it in with your vacuum advance pointing close to where you want it. And then you're just going to get it down in there, get everything lined up the best you can. And then it's pretty much just everything's going to fall right into place. And that's it. So vacuum advance, like I said, maybe between number 4 and number 6 cylinder in that range. And that way you can advance it or you can retard it. You can spin it either direction you like. All right, guys, the time's finally come to fire this thing up. I don't know if we got fuel in there. Go ahead, turn the pump on, Sean. Oh yeah, we got some fuel. All right, go ahead and give her hell. Let's see if she fires up. Go ahead. Ran out of gas. That's the problem. Ain't got no gas in it. Hey, so everything turned out really good with this whole deal. There's no funny noises. There's no funny leaks. There's no leaks at all, actually. Obviously, yeah, this is just a run stand. I've got to get the right hose once I put it in the truck. This engine configuration never came in a C30, so I'm going to have to come up, do some digging to find the right hose or make a better adapter. This is obviously just temporary. The spark plug wires, no, I'm not going to use these ugly yellow wires. I've got some black wires for it. Summit has the wire looms are on the way to clip the spark plug wires to the valve cover the right way. I'm not going to leave this ugly chrome breather on this thing. I've got the stock style breather that goes up to a regular air filter, air cleaner housing, and then I've also got the correct cap on the way instead of this ugly looking 1990s chrome dome. So basically, that's it. You know, the engine really runs good. It's doing everything and more than I hoped it would. Again, it's just a 366. This was more for fun than anything. I had it. It cost me next to nothing, and might as well use it. You know, it's got brand new pistons. It's got the crank was cut. It's got brand new bearings, rings, everything was new, and I had a 268 comp cam laying around that, in all honesty, I probably wouldn't put in anything else. So this is a great way for me to get rid of some parts that I've got laying around for years and years and have something that actually runs, and it runs pretty damn good. So let's hear it one last time here. If you do me a favor, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. We're building our channel. We're working together with some other channels to make this whole thing a lot better and make it bigger for you guys. See you later. Starts right up. You gotta love it when these old big blocks just fire right up like that.